All right, welcome Pelicans fans. It is another game day here, and we got the Indiana Pacers again. Actually, after a night of watching the Pelicans come up short, they looked a little jet lagged out there in Indiana. This is a good time for the Pelicans to go ahead and get some get back on these Indiana Pacers. So they're back at home. Everyone looks healthy. Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Trey Murphy, even Jose Alvarado. Everybody is healthy. Everybody's out there ready to play. Everybody is good to go. We'll see how they respond after what happened in Indiana. But welcome, guys, to the Battle Sports Show podcast in the D South. I'm EJ504. Of course, we have the link in the chat. I'm waiting on a couple of my other moderators to come trickling in here. I know they kind of running a little late and everything. I see Nas in the background. He says home game, major step up, must win game. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is important. I really feel like Nas. That's a good point to kind of start off with. This is not just this game, but every game moving forward for these Pelicans, for their playoff push is important. I like the Western Conference is that close right now. Right now, the Pelicans are standing at the 6th seed. They would be in the 5th seed right now if it weren't for the losses that we had against the Phoenix Suns. But the Phoenix Suns are in the 5th seed ahead of us. We actually, I think, a game below them. And even if we had the same record, they would still own the tiebreaker over us. And then you have Sacramento, of course, on our heels. The Dallas Mavericks on our heels, man. So the Lakers, the Warriors. So it's a lot going on right now in the Western Conference. A couple of losses, not just one loss. A really good 2 or 3 game losing streak can really put you. It's the difference between being a play-in tournament team, an actual playoff team, and a team out the playoffs right now in the Western Conference. That's how close it is right now, man. So, like I said, this is now it's a great point. Home game, you should have that mindset that this is a must-win game. But I'm excited to really see how the Pelicans like really respond. I was proud of the fact when they played Indiana a couple of days ago. I was proud of the fact that they didn't give up in the game. I knew they was going to kind of have some problems going into the game. It just seems like, Lord, man, the NBA schedule makers don't do the Pelicans any justice when they schedule them. They had the Pelicans on a back-to-back like that. I heard earlier that morning the Pelicans arrived a little later than what they were supposed to on the plane. They had a little issues with the flight, so they didn't have a lot of rest and everything. So you can tell too during the game how it just seemed like it was harder for them to score against the Pacers, while the Pacers seemed like they had a lot easier time to score against the Pelicans. So I'm really just interested to see from that standpoint, from a resting standpoint, can the Pelicans go ahead and be able to go ahead and run down this court and be able to do what they do, and not be jet lagged like they were in Indiana. Also, too, a big intriguing matchup I want to see tonight, because I noticed in that game too, Halliburton, he had a quiet good night. It wasn't a big, superstar crazy night, but he had a quiet good night. Herbert Jones, of course, is our primary and best defender on the team, but the Pacers found ways to get Herbert Jones switched off of Halliburton. The Pelicans need to figure out a way to go ahead and get this guy in a slump. Get him, off his game. I also saw and Benedict Mathurin, the little rookie for the Pacers too. He had a pretty good game as well. In Indiana, was giving the Pelicans problems, man. So these are a couple of guys that I just noticed off the bat that the Pelicans need to go ahead and just really stop and make sure that they go ahead and really make it a hard game for them. And I also noticed, guys, and we're thinking now while I'm thinking about it, Jonas Valanciunas, man. I don't know what happened um in the Indiana Pacers game. They didn't really say much on this. But Jonas Valanciunas didn't seem like he got his normal minutes. He was missing about I know for sure the whole second, almost the whole second half of the game, which kind of played a huge part in the game. Um, you saw guys like Miles Turner and Pascal Siakam over there in Indiana. It was feasting over there. They was licking their chops because our man in the middle, wasn't available. So I'm hoping Jonas Valanciunas is good to go. I know he's going to be starting and ready to go in this lineup. But I'm hoping that they play him more and they give him more chances, and not sit there and do what they did with him in that last game in Indiana, man. Um, but once again, this is like I said, this is a big game. It's a huge game coming up. I kind of want to hit on this point from Zion Williamson. Zion today was able to go ahead and do an interview via the Athletic, and it was asking him, about what was going on, and how he felt about Stephen A's taking jabs at him in the national media and everything. And I kind of want to talk about this little quote that he was talking about um in the Athletic. He said, you know, people don't really understand that, I love this. Um and he also was talking about, um how he pours everything into doing the best for his team and for the people who support him in New Orleans. I thought that was something major, man, that he pointed out and was able to go ahead and say, man, I really truly believe the kid wants to be a Pelican and loves the Pelicans. And it's hard for a dude like that at 24 years old. There's a lot on your back, and battling the injury history that he has had over the years. Um, you know, uh, there's a lot on your shoulders, and I really feel like him being an internet sensation that he was at Duke, man, didn't do him no justice. There was so much expectations for him, coming into the league. And, now that he's finally, healthy and everything, I just feel like the national media is not giving him his respect because, number one, he's supporting the Pelicans. He's not trying to ask out no trades or anything. He's not showing interest in other teams and everything like the national media wants him to do. But also, um, he's showing up. He's playing very well, and then like the national media, they hyped him up, and had so much expectations for him in the first couple of years, coming into the league, and the injury history thrown that away. That it's created different views upon him. So many people now are looking at him, you know, as just a fat guy now, as just a guy who eats a lot, doesn't care about the game, and just doesn't want to, wish success upon this kid, man. I say this though, with all that going on with him, I do love the fact that there are people out there, especially in the local media. Um, I really love that Antonio Daniels, Joel Myers, um, you know, uh, y- you love to see the actual teammates, Jose Alvarado, Najee Marshall, Bi, Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, all these guys, Willie Green, all of these guys have all stood up for Zion and in many different ways, whether it's fighting, whether it's in, pre-game, post-game shows, whether it's in some form of fashion in the media. They've been or on Twitter. Shout out to Larry Nance with his, his post game recaps. But a lot of these guys have been defending their star, man. They believe in him. They have his back. And that's all you can ask for as a teammate, as a big star on your team. As much as weight that's been on his shoulders. I love the fact that Zion, has been taking the high road, that he's just been like, you know what? Words ain't gonna hurt me, man. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. I'm gonna handle my business, you know, and that's what it's gonna be. I'm not gonna sit there and let um what people say about me define who I am. I know who I am. I see a lot of fans out there, a lot of them want Zion to go ahead and attack the media back and go ahead and say the things, that they're saying back at him. But, sometimes fighting fire with fire like that doesn't work all the time. The best thing to do is just show them out on the court what you've been doing. And that's what Zion's been doing. He's been playing very damn good basketball lately. But even more important than that, he's been available, and that's all you can ask of him, and then the team, on top of that, the team is winning, they're not given, they're not the best team in the league record-wise, or they're not the best team in the Western Conference right now, but they're definitely in the playoff spot right now, being the sixth seed, and they've broken some history in franchise history, being up 10 plus games over 500 at the All-Star break. That's big. That's huge, man. You just got to salute now what Zion Williamson has been doing, how he's been handling the situation, man. And you just got to love how the Pelicans have been able to come behind him. I mean, even shout out to even the social media team. You got the social media team on Twitter attacking Stephen A. Smith back, posting videos about him. Even they took a shot at Stephen A. Smith when the Pelicans beat the Knicks. It just you just love to see that, man. You love to see an organization like that go ahead and come behind their star player, man. And the same thing with the fans. The fans ain't gonna put up with it either. I mean, I've seen the fans go ahead and Twitter and tell Stephen A. Smith coming into the Pelican spaces, man. Go ahead and really face the gauntlet of the Pelicans fans, man. We get you do all this talking and everything on First Take and everything, and you're the big guy on ESPN. But look, man, when you got a bunch of a whole fan base after you, that's a lot. That's a lot you got to face, man. But this is when Nas said, we gonna get to your comment. Nas said Miles Turner, X factor to stop as that all around guy who gonna score and defend. Siakam gonna be a core guy between the two to stop from having a defensive role. Yeah, that was key last game for me, Nas. I really felt like once Jonas Valanciunas was not really available in the much of the second half of the Indiana Pacers game, you could see not so much scoring wise from Miles Turner, but definitely Siakam. It was like open avenues for Siakam to go ahead and attack and go ahead and score easily. Miles Turner was feasting on the boards, man. So I'm really hoping that we can go ahead and solve the situation that was going on with Big Val and make sure that he's getting his available play, because we need him for those two big guys in the middle. And also too, I know I'm kind of jumping around, but shout out to Zion too as well for his defensive activity. I love how he's been growing in that area and his hustling. You can notice the difference from when it was, a couple of years ago or in the past couple of seasons when Zion was just mostly an offensive player, man. Corey Brewer has definitely been working well with this guy and getting him to move his feet on defense, man. It's not the same like it was where you can look at Zion Williamson down the court and easily think you can make a shot, man. Zion is working on the defensive end. Nas also said, want to twist his head up, but he know what's up. And then uh Onk said, "What's up, nephew?" And I see you, Onk. Appreciate you for coming in the chat, man. If you want to hop on, of course, anybody that's viewing anyway, the link is in the chat. It's right there. Anybody can go ahead and click that. Come hop on with me. And speaking of that, I see Nas in the background. Let's see what he got to say back here. Nas, what's going on, man?
What's up, EJ?
How we doing tonight, man? How we feeling about these Pelicans tonight, man?
Step up time, payback time. Must win. You can't. A lot of times, a road game is tough to play, vary the team, but when you going against Burton, Miles Turner, and
Mm-hmm.
Siakam, guys like that, they X factors.
Right.
But the X factor, looking at that, who is going to be the guy to stop is Miles Turner because he's that all around big that basically does everything 3 game, mid range, post up, passes the ball, facilitator, you know, the usual today's type of big. He's
Mm-hmm.
going to be the guy to close out in the paint.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to be the guy to stop. Will it come down to Haleburton? Haleburton is he's a sneaky. He's what I call one of them sneaky type of combo guards where
Right.
you don't know what he's gonna do. Is he gonna pass a ball? He gonna shoot? Or what the case? And then you got Siakam. Siakam is gonna be that defensive X factor. You already know what he's gonna do.
Right. The Pacers are. I'm gonna be real honest with you on Nas. Pacers are like a real sneaky good team in the East, man. Even before they were able to make the trade for Pascal Siakam, man, and we saw what they did in the in-season tournament, man, and how they were able to get to the championship in that. This team is a good matchup for the Pels. This is what you want. This is a good team to measure yourself up against. That's why I'm so glad that the schedule makers were able to go ahead and turn this around to where, all right, the Pelicans played them in Indiana, but they can go ahead and play them back at home. Maybe get some get back tonight. This is like I said, a good team that you can measure yourself up against, even though they're in a different conference. But you get far enough, you make it all the way to the chip. Who knows? I'm not saying, and let's calm down, fans. I'm not saying that I'm predicting the Pelicans and Pacers NBA championship or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
But what I'm saying is though the Pacers um, you just never know, man. Like the Pacers are a really damn good playoff team right now in the NBA, and they're putting everyone on notice. And this is the teams that you want to go ahead and make sure, if you're playing the goods against this team, these are the teams you're going to see, in the playoffs in the Western Conference. A tough, gritty, minded team, and the Pacers are a damn good team defensively. They made us work. I know I brought up that we were a little jet lagged in Indiana, but at the same time too, they made us work for every basket that we had that we were trying to get, in Indiana. So the same thing is going to apply tonight. You're going to find teams in the Western Conference that you're going to play against that plays defense really well, and you're going to have to go ahead and find ways to score, man. So I'm like I said, I'm optimistic to see. how that's going to play out um, for the Pelicans tonight. And T Dirty in the chat also said, man, just stopping by to show some love, man. Good to see you, T Dirty. Always good to see you, my bro. Oh man, we see you in the chat, man. It's finally good to see you, man. It's been so long since we had you in the Pelicans podcast, man.
I'm back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's up, nephew?
What's going
Can,
on,
can
man?
you
I'm
hear me?
doing good. I can hear you good. I can hear you good, man. I'm doing good tonight, man. I'm optimistic about tonight because I feel like, against Indiana on national TV. I hate the schedule makers, put the Pelicans the way they did that
It's
night.
all good, man.
But I really feel like tonight this can be a real showing of what should have happened in Indiana. What's your take on tonight?
I watched the game. I'm not too discouraged. I know we lost the game,
Mhm.
but I'm not too discouraged because, number one, like you said, there was jet lag. Number two, we still almost won the game. We came back several times. We showed a lot of grit and fight.
Mhm.
We had a lot of rust. Some players were out, came back, trying to find their footing. I'm confident in my squad. I think the Pelicans. Number one, we are in the playoff running as of now, so we're not some bottom feeding team anymore. I think a lot of people they might say, "Well, you're overconfident." Not really. I'm just saying. Fact is, we are a competitive team in the
Right.
Western Conference, in a
Right.
very stacked and hard Western Conference. We are a competitive team to be reckoned with right now. That's all
Right.
I'm saying. So we're not we're not somebody that people can just walk all over. But I do like the matchup against the Pacers. I like the way it is, the way it's set up, and the players that they have. I mean, we gotta not forget Pascal Siakam is a NBA champion.
Right.
He's a
Right.
champion. We got to remember that guy
People
won a
forget about
championship.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he is a NBA champion. Let's give him his respect. I like his game. I like his matchup. I think it's gonna be a little different. I know Jonas had some trouble. He only played 7 minutes last game, but I think it's gonna be a little different with him in the game. And even with him out of the game, most of last game, we were still very much in the game. A lot of our people missed shots. Tway missed a lot of shots.
Yeah.
McCollum wasn't himself because he just came back from being out for a while. It's all of that. All of that added up to us losing that game. So I'm not too discouraged. We're gonna drop a few here and there because we still the Pelicans. We're still gonna come out and play hard. I do like the fact that our guys play as hard as they do. I mean, they play hard every game. I've been watching it. Very few games I've seen them just kind of let up. We
Yeah. And
have
lay
been
down.
playing
Yeah.
hard every single game, and I love that effort. That's why I'm saying it's not like last year. It's not like the year before either. It's different this time.
Right.
Yeah, I see these guys wanting to win. They want to win. They want to win. I think it's gonna be different at home, man. I got a feeling, Zion gonna turn it up a little bit. Bi gonna be ready. McCollum gonna be ready. Cause I've been reading stories about him, you know, putting in that work, shooting, and Herb Jones putting in that work shooting. But
Right.
like I said, I do like the matchups. Halliburton is gonna do his thing. Siakam gonna play well. Miles Turner's always been one of my favorite players. I like watching how he plays and how he plays the game. He's a really good player. We just got to D up on what's his name? It starts with a B. He's one of their guards. We got to watch him on his corner shooting and make sure we lock up. We need Tway to come through, man. I mean, Trey Murphy has got to pick up his game. He's got to get with it. There's games where he's hot and there's games where he's just cold. And
Yeah.
what I would tell him, Trey, look, if you're not hitting shots in the beginning, that's okay. Keep shooting, but I need you to start driving that ball in. You're good
Oh
at
yeah.
driving it in. You are
Yeah.
good at that. That's in your arsenal, bro. Please use that. Drive
That's
the
what
ball in.
makes
Work
Trey
inside
Murphy
out.
versatile. That's what makes him
I
versatile.
mean,
And not
work
to even
inside out. If I'm not, I never played in the NBA or nothing like that. But if I'm
Mhm.
not hitting, I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna go run in and get some layups, get the feel of the game, man. Get inside and work your way out. Shoot
Yeah.
inside out. That's how you do it. And he can do that. Trey Murphy can drive the ball in.
Yeah.
And the turnovers. That's my other big thing. That's the reason we lost that game, EJ. It's not
Mhm.
because Indiana was so great. Man, they got tired in the second half. They
Yeah.
got tired in the second and third quarter. We were turning it up on them.
Yeah.
But we just kept turning the ball over. Najee Marshall kept turning the ball over. Trey Murphy kept turning the ball over. Dumb patches. Brandon Ingram turning the ball over. Zion
Right.
turning the
Shooting
ball over.
ourselves in the foot.
We gotta protect the basketball. Stop the
Yeah.
turnovers. Slow the turnovers down. I think they're so excited. I'm excited too when I watch them play, but they got to slow it down and run the play, run the offense. Willie Green, please use your timeouts timely. Use your timeouts, man. When you're getting close or when we like that, we're up a little bit and we start losing the lead, please call a timeout.
Right.
Don't wait until
Right.
the team get 2 points within the lead after we done gave up 18 points. Call
Right.
the timeout, regroup, get the team ready to go. Come on, Willie Green. I need you to coach, man. I need you to coach.
Yeah.
I was just about to say that.
Those things are just, those are my points about that. But I think, Indiana's a good team, but we're a great team too. And we just need to keep doing our thing and we're gonna win. We're gonna win the game. It's at home, it's in the blender. We're gonna be ready to go tonight. I really think we're gonna be ready to go. We're gonna be ready to go.
Evan 504. Hey, great and great point. I love it. Hey, that's why it's so good to have you back in the podcast, man.
But Trey better be ready, EJ. Trey better be ready to go. Trey Murphy better be ready.
Yes,
Because
sir.
Herb Jones always ready. I need Trey to be ready.
Yes, he needs to get out of this slump, man. He needs to get right.
We
bro.
need him right now. And Alvarado is coming back, so we're gonna be all right.
Yes, we need Trey Murphy to get out of this slump and be who he was. He was, man.
Get that confidence.
I don't know if the injury thing is popping up on him. He's scared or something. I don't know what it is, but he got to get back to where he was.
Well, All-Star, man. He's what, a 2-time NBA All-Star?
Who?
I think he was no, Naj. I think he was a backup. He played in the rookie.
He
game.
Played in the Rising Stars Challenge, but not the All-Star game. Yeah, not the
He's not an All-Star yet because he's not even a starter. So no.
Every 504, we see you in the background, man. It's good to see
Rising Star, Trey. We love you,
man.
Play like the level
you at.
Every 504, don't be laughing at that, man.
Because he said he was an All-Star.
We see you in the background, man.
This is the baddest.
I'm just trying to figure it out. I mean, look. Let me tell you something.
Here we go.
As far as Trick or Trade go, okay, I think he's gotten out of the slump. He just had a bad game this past game against the Indiana Pacers. But what about the game before that? Okay, the man had like 26
points. 26 points.
He was like legit. And shooters got to keep shooting. That's just the way it is.
Shooters way out.
We talk about guys like Hawkins, guys like Hawkins and guys like Trick or Trade. They got to shoot the ball. And I think what's happening with the Pelicans just played that night on the home field of the Pacers. They were not going to beat the Pacers. The Pacers was just that lighting it up. It was just their day, okay? But let's get up in the Flock Nation. Let's get that kind of we need to bring that kind of atmosphere because that atmosphere was outstanding. Shout out to Indiana. That atmosphere was outstanding.
Yes, it was.
So it was playoff basketball. I mean, let's not act like the Pelicans did not come to play. They did come to play. They just lost the ball game, okay? Sometimes you're going to win games. Sometimes you're going to lose games. And as far as Willie Green go, you know what I always talk about, Preacher Willie. Yeah. I talk about Preacher. Yeah. Because, Willie, sometimes you're too nice. Sometimes you're just too nice. And this basketball team has gotten better. Willie has gotten better. I got to give him credit. He has gotten better this year as a coach, a young man, a coach. EJ talked about this last time I was on a podcast. He talked about Borrego being a great influence for Willie Green. That was an excellent take. I'm just telling you this, that I think the Pelicans, you played this team. This is a game I think we're going to win, and I think at home, I think the Pelicans gonna pull this out a little big. I don't think it's gonna be close. I think the Pelicans gonna win this game 100 to 89. I think they're gonna win this game. Listen, it's my opinion, okay? I think they're gonna win 100 to 89 tonight. They're gonna run away with it. I think because there was too much emotion. I think there was too much emotion the very first game. The Pelicans went into Indiana. That's hard to win in Indiana. Don't you know how many teams lose in Indiana when it comes to their home field? So, their home court. So they said off the crowd. Indiana is not They're good, but they're not great. We're gonna win tonight.
Hey, look,
I like that.
I'm not. I look. I'm not mad at you. You know, with your prediction or anything like that. Dad. I do say though, I believe it's still gonna be a competitive game. Because I think a lot of teams are sleeping on Indiana. Indiana is like how we are in the Western Conference. A team that no one is looking at. And especially after them making the trade for Pascal Siakam, it makes them stronger. And I look and once again, I'm gonna mention this again, like I did before. You know, they made some noise in the in season tournament. You know, there was a reason why they made it all the way there to that championship game. You know, teams were passing up on Halliburton and Miles Turner and all these great players, Benedict Mathurin, all these good players they have on this roster. So I do think, tonight we will play better. This is gonna be a night where the Pelicans are gonna come out and we're gonna start to see, what we usually are used to seeing out, for the Pelicans. But at the same time,
Okay.
I'm not gonna expect the Pacers to lay down either, though.
No, I'm not expecting it to lay down. And I'll give a shout out to EJ. EJ just had his birthday, but give a shout out to EJ and the Baddest Sports Show podcast. We have went to Twitter, and we're almost approaching 1,000 that fast. We're now. I just want to bring this up. We're just about 800, and we almost hit 1,000 right now. The Baddest Sports Show podcast on TikTok. EJ will be doing a lot of content on that channel. That channel is booming. It's the fastest growing channel. It's way faster than what we're doing here on YouTube. Make sure you guys follow my son. We do the replays of what is talked about tonight. It will be what you guys on this panel talking is going on TikTok. I'm just so proud of you, son. You're moving it. You're moving the stick. We have many other outlets than just YouTube. YouTube has actually been a little bit too slow for me, but we doing it, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a great point. Out there to our sports fans out there. Yeah, we are doing TikTok now. That's something new that we've gotten to. Of course, we always had YouTube here, and we got Facebook and Twitter as well. But you guys, give us a follow on TikTok. Is at Battle Sports over there. There's Battle Sports Show podcast on there. And look, y'all, I'm just telling y'all, we growing. They do have the recordings of each episode that we do up on there. So y'all give us a follow on that, and to stay in the loop with us and everything. I know it kind of seemed like it's been a while since we've all been up on here and everything, but we back on track. We still doing our Pelicans, especially for this playoff push, and also too for Saints news because free agency and draft time is coming up for that, so that's always fun. So we back at it again, y'all. I know we kind of hit like a little quiet, stage when the Saints season ended and everything, but we back in here, man. We still doing our thing. We still always gonna be up in here doing our thing. We ain't going nowhere. We still doing our Bad Sports Show on here. All
Yeah,
right.
we do know that. And my son there, he holds it down. You know his co-host right here. I started a new job, and it is what it is. But I still do the weekly report. He gave me that title to do the weekly report, and and like I said, at the end of the day, we are growing. YouTube takes a little bit for the algorithm. We and EJ talked about this because you guys are not hitting the like button. We're not getting enough attention. Oh, go get that. We're not getting enough people to come here. But we're getting people in other places. Okay, so I want you guys to understand that if we will succeed. We're thankful for all of the people that's following us on YouTube. EJ is doing an outstanding job. We're going to take this to another level. We're also going to do podcasting on Spotify. My son and I are going to branch this thing and take this to radio stations. We're going to make this way more friendly for you guys, and we're going to do this. And let me tell you something. Uncle Henry is the voice of the. We love him. He's the voice of the Pelicans. We love hearing Uncle Henry on the channel. And shout out to Nas, the greatest Taysom Hill fan. I don't know if the Taysom leaves the Saints. Now you're probably gonna have to find a new guy, but it's okay.
Why did you have to break up? Why did you have to break on Taysom Hill?
Well, I just want Nas to know that everything ain't forever. Everything ain't forever, Nas. But it's okay to find a new guy. I think Nas like Derek Carr. I think he liked Derek Carr though. But
Oh, I like Derek Carr. Liked him since he was a Raider. I said, what if Derek Carr was the same? And I said, and then little behold, I wound up getting a wish.
Yeah, hey man.
Don't let the negative Saints fans hear that, y'all.
I was the same way, Nas. I ain't gonna lie to you, because I always liked the Raiders on the side slick. And I always liked Derek Carr, and to actually see him as a Saint is kind of surreal. It's kind of crazy. I never thought that actually happened, but things happen in the league, man. You just never know. Anything is possible. And let me shout out Drunk, man, because Drunk is one of our great supporters, as well as I saw T Dirty earlier. But him, Drunk, salute. He said, salute to y'all. I'm watching the combine, finding a bunch of talent we don't draft. And he says, I've been shopping Taysom to posting fans all month. They interested. Yeah, man. Look, Drunk, we love you, man. We appreciate you, man. We always see him pop up all the time, trying to check in on us, especially during Saint season. But he always is one of our big supporters of us. Like I said, I shouted out to
Drunk is the number one baddest sports show podcast follower. I give him that. I wish I could just give you flowers, Drunk. Another thing I want you to know is that T Dirty, you guys subscribe to T Dirty. You guys got. I'm sorry with that noise.
Yeah, he has his own YouTube page. If y'all want to go ahead and go ahead and see. I don't know what his actual ad is on that, but I know if y'all ever want to go ahead and message him to get it, man, he has his own stuff going on. Y'all want to follow him? More. Y'all definitely.
Shout out to Jerry. Let me tell you something about Jerry, y'all. Jerry is the ultimate safe fan, one of the ultimate safe fans, and I'm telling you, much love to this brother. I see him in many other sites, and this brother is passion, y'all. We love him, and we thank you that you are out here supporting the Baddest Sports Show podcast. We're probably one of the most smallest groups that support the Saints, but people don't know we're growing on TikTok, and once we go on TikTok, the algorithm will take it over here to YouTube. Go ahead, EJ.
Oh yeah. Oh well, but back to this Pelicans conundrum we got going on tonight. This Pelicans game. I do got a special guest for y'all. She wants to go ahead and say something about the game tonight. My fiance Shanda Pugh in the background. She wants to talk about the game.
Let's go!
and her mindset of what she wants to see tonight from the Pelicans. She is a Pelicans fan now. She ever since coming meet me and everything, she's now learned to love them as well. I'm still working on her with the Saints and everything, but we'll see about that. But Shanda, I want to ask you, girl, what are you thinking? What are you looking forward to tonight for the Pelicans, and what is your outlook for this playoff push for the Pelicans in this feisty Western Conference?
Well, I want to say hey to everybody on the chat. First and foremost, I've been trying to get on here with y'all just to talk about it because I'm a big basketball fan. But as far as the Pelicans go, like I was telling Everett, I really want the Pelicans to do really good, and I think they have the capabilities of doing that, but they're holding themselves back. And I've been watching them play for a couple years now, and I get on her all the time about that game. I think it was last season when they played OKC, and they had the game won, and he fouled on the 3-point line, and the dude made the shot in the free throw and ended up winning the game. No, that wasn't his. That was a defining moment in that game, but I just feel like Herb needs to come out his shell a little bit more. I feel like he's so nonchalant, but I would like to see him get more aggressive and more just come out his bag. Just come out and do his thing. And I ain't saying he's not doing it, but I want to see a little more. a little more, because I feel like he plays timid sometimes. And as far as Zion goes, he just got to come with it. I know Shannon Sharp was on his head and the Pelicans a lot, but honestly, I'm in agreement with Shannon Sharp. I mean, not Shannon Sharp, but Stephen A. Smith. And I need to see more out of them. I want them to be competitive throughout the whole season, and that's tough to say. But I don't need Zion to fold when he's playing big people like LeBron, like the Bucks, like or any other competitive team, or the Nuggets. Give me Zion that we saw from high school dunking on people. Give me and what I don't like with Zion too, sometimes I feel like he try to be the point guard when he don't need to be the point guard. Yeah, we need a point guard, but I don't think he needs to be dribbling down the court like he is the point guard. Give it up to somebody and get on down the floor. Like fast court breaks is what I'm used to. We don't see that too much in the league, but if they could go ahead and get the jump out on teams, then you can relax closer to the end of the game because you didn't held that lead for so long. But as far as Trey go, yeah, Trey got to get it together. He been playing like Dale said. I think he's favoring his injury a little bit, and that's understandable. But when he come out his bag, just keep coming out your bag. Keep finding what works and keep going with that. Keep bringing that pressure to teams. Let people know that, hey, we ain't no pushover. We came here to play. You're not finna just run all over me. I put my pants on one leg at a time just like you. We're gonna battle this thing, and I'm gonna give you everything I got. And that's what I need from the Pelicans. That's what they have. Like I said, they have the capabilities of doing that. But I just feel like something they're missing something, or they're not giving enough for some odd reason. And yeah, Zion had a lot of drama go on this year or whatever, but you on the floor now. You gotta stay healthy. They paying you all that money, not just to just play around with it. You gotta come out here and do.
Darla, let me tell you why you're right. I'm gonna tell you why you're right. And first of all, I'm gonna tell you about her credibility. First of all, she's ex-college athlete.
She played for the Belhaven Blazers basketball team.
She played college ball, so she's a point guard.
She knows what she's talking about.
So she knows what she's talking about. So at the end of the day, that's what I be telling you guys. We bring athletes over here. We bring people who play college ball, who play professional ball. We bring athletes over here at the Battle Sports Show podcast. I just want to throw that in, that she's not just somebody's wife or something. No disrespect to somebody's wife, because somebody's wife might know more ball than somebody. You get what I'm saying? You hear me? But this is actually an athlete on the panel telling y'all the real. I just wanted to throw that in.
Oh yeah. Hey, look, Drunk said she's spitting that fire. I ain't gonna lie.
Play the game so she can talk it.
I appreciate that, man. Like I said, man, I just want them to do good. I want them to do so good because they got it. It's there. They just got to put it together, put the pieces together. And when they do, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy, man. Woo woo.
Yeah, look, so that was a great point that you was making about what kind of stood out to me with Herbert Jones. We all know about Herb's defensive ability. What I am gonna applaud Herb for is Herb has been able to go ahead and raise that 3-point percentage.
45%, I think. 45%.
Yes. Yeah, he's getting. I know it's definitely over that 40% right now.
Outstanding.
And he's shooting so good for that 3-point arc, man. It's giving teams trouble to defend the Pelicans right now. They don't know how to defend everyone now. Now too. At the same time, now the only thing I want Herb to do is, and it's kind of what what Shannon kind of pointed out. She was talking about how, in the last moments, the most important moments in the game, take care of the basketball. You notice a lot of moments where the Pelicans sit there and they'll turn over the ball. You pointed this out too. In the Indiana Pacers game, Najee Marshall. We got guys that are too good on this roster that'll sit there and they'll come down the court. CJ McCollum has done it. And they'll come down this court and they'll turn over that basketball, man.
Make a dumb decision, yes.
That hurt you in the biggest games, and that is part of why the Pelicans so far have had a bad record in close games this season. I'm hoping that this is just something that we're going to be able to get through during the regular season, which is dealing with right now. But when we get in the playoffs, there's no room for error.
No.
You're going to have to go ahead and be able to find a way to win in the last seconds. In the playoffs, you're going to be in a lot of close games in the last seconds. So that's something I would like to see Herb Jones, improve on, not turning over the basketball and also cutting to that basket. I think they underestimate his ability to get to the basket. I think
he's real nice with that. Yeah.
Yes, that's the best way he can
real nice with that. EJ, I want to tell you, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like you said, I think that was the key thing. What you said about if they cut out the turnovers, then that will really catapult the Pelicans to a lot of wins and possibly deep in the playoffs, because I think that is our Achilles heel, is our turnovers, and that's why we end up losing a lot of games. And learning how to close games out, I think they're getting better with that, because we have won some games where we, teams make a push to try to cut into our lead, and we'll come back and keep. I think there was a game recently last week where we did that. We still won the game. I think they're starting to figure that kind of part out, but the turnovers, no, they still turn the ball over. They still do not take care of the basketball, and that's part of the reason why we end up letting teams cut into our lead and letting teams beat us. Yeah, and that's a big problem for us. But I think they recognize that. But at some point, we're going to have to mature as a team and start doing things that mature teams do. Yes, we're young. We're still very young. But I think they're starting to see, okay, guys, if we continue to play the way we're playing, we can do something here. We got something special going on here. If we continue to, and I think that's why JV wanted to stay back. He could have left and go to another team, but he said, no, I want to play here. I want to stay here. I want to do another year. I think he knew that there's something special going on in New Orleans. Everybody said how nobody wants to play in New Orleans, but that's not true. That's not true at all. CJ McCollum wanted to come here. Jonas Valanciunas wanted to come here. There are players that want to play here. Yeah. So I don't think that.
Drum has made a point, and he said, like, he just asked this question. He said, am I out of pocket if I say I feel like the Pels got the perfect team except the true X factor? And don't say Zion. Drunk.
I don't think you're out of pocket.
I don't think so either. I'm gonna say this to kind of answer your question, Drunk. Like, the Pelicans in late game situations have not found their guy that they picked, whether it's Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum, or Zion, to go ahead and end the games. They have not found that guy yet. They're going to have to figure out when they get into the playoffs, who's going to be the guy that's going to win me the basketball game at the end of the day. Who's going to have the ball in their hand when the clock is almost hitting zero.
Because we've seen several guys, EJ. We've seen several guys this season that said, I can be that guy if I need to be. We've seen flashes of it. We've seen Brandon Ingram, take some games on his shoulder. We've seen Zion do it. We've seen JV do it just a couple of weeks ago. With that game where he was dominating, they couldn't stop him.
Right.
They couldn't stop him. And we've seen CJ McCollum hit big shots and win the game for us and preserve the lead and win the game. So, yeah, I agree with you. I think we haven't figured it out yet, but I don't think you're out of pocket, Drunk. No, I don't.
I will say this too. Like I was telling Elle, I said this a couple of times to him. Like, I would love to just see, at least during the playoffs, because season, it can go up and down. We all know that. But the playoffs is when you got to get down to the nitty gritty. But if the Pelicans, the starting 5 Pelicans, if they could have that intensity like Jose Alvarado has, every time, even if he gets a turnover, he's hustling back down the court to try and make up for it. He's always hustling. He's somewhere around there, even though he plays with a lot of energy. And I think if they could, them starting 5 could play with that same intensity and energy that he has, and Lord have mercy, man, I just don't see nobody that could really stop that if they did. And I think Alvarado, he's gonna be pretty decent with the future. He keeps doing what he's doing, but he got to learn how to kind of cut down on his turnovers. And sometimes I think he do need to slow down a little bit. But his hustle and intensity, it's there. It's on point. He got that. He brings that life and energy to the team, and they need that. And I think they need a little more other players to step up and do that too. And I really, really want to see Brandon Ingram just show up and show out. Because he could be that guy. But I think
Oh, yes, indeed.
Any boundaries.
Yes,
That's
indeed. That's a great point, sis. I agree with you. I'm going to second that, what you said about Brandon Ingram. I would love to see him say, you know what? I'm taking this over.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's going to stop me because nobody can. Really.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to stop me. I got the mid-range. I can go in. I can drive in on anybody. I can shoot the three. I can hit fadeaways. I can be acrobatic and go up at that rim and do all kind of crazy stuff and still make. Can't nobody stop me. I want him to get like that. Because to me, he had all the tricks in the bag. That dude can do everything. He might not be the biggest dude, but he can do everything, man. Anything like Kobe could do, he could do it.
Yeah.
Well, I loved how, last game, even though, everybody looked jet lagged, that man ended up with 30 points.
Man, like it was nothing.
Yes.
And that was his first game back.
Yes.
That was his first game back.
That's how great this man can be, man. His potential. I mean, well, let's if we ain't even got to stop there. Like a couple of years ago in the playoffs when he was in that series against the Suns.
Yep.
I mean, come on now. Playoff BI was on one.
Man, he was on one. I want the.
Not to cut y'all, bro, but I cannot stand the Suns, man. I absolutely hate that freaking team. Like, what? First of all, why did they trade what was working for them for KD? And he didn't even.
Who, the Suns? You said you can't stand the Suns?
She can't.
I can't hear. I can't hear anymore.
She can't stand. She said she can't stand the Suns. I like them, but they a headache. I say they are a worst headache in the conference to go against.
Well, I mean, yeah, you got Kevin Durant, you got Devin Booker. Devin Booker's ridiculous. Very talented guard. That dude can shoot lights out anytime. Kevin Durant's getting older. I know they're trying to. I'm not saying he's not great because he is, but he's getting older.
He's still an X factor when he starts to get hot.
He's still someone to be fearful of when you play. But there's a lot of times I feel like, and this may be me just talking as a Pelicans fan, but I think that a lot of times Zion does not get the call that he should be getting because he's big. And sometimes I'm watching the game, and even I can hear the foul. I can hear the slaps. I can hear, him getting fouled and being physically brutalized down there, and he does not get the call. I don't know what we could do about that, but, Zion said maybe I need to sell it more, but I just think, just keep doing what he's doing, play through it. Don't even worry about getting the call. Just try to make the shot, I guess, and make them foul you hard enough to where the ref's going to call the call.
Yeah. Oh, look, I appreciate you for picking up that slack. Sorry about that, sports fans. My my laptop went out on me, so I had to go ahead and switch to the phone and everything.
She made a good point. I wanted to talk to her about that.
Yeah,
because I don't like the Suns too much either, but I don't hate them. I don't like the Lakers. I can't stand them, but that's a whole nother subject. I can't stand the Lakers. And y'all heard what Lil Weezy said about getting rid of AD. Get him off the team, he said. But they played him, too, when he went to the game in L.A.
Oh, yeah.
That's on him.
Yeah. Man, look, hey, it's about that time for game time. Before we go ahead and get it to game time, though, y'all, you know how we do at the end of the pregame shows. We like to get to prediction time. So, Nas, I'm going to start with you, man. I need two things from you. I need your MVP, and I need that final score.
Give me BI's game MVP, and I got it 103-97.
All right, I like that. Oh, give me that MVP and final score.
My MVP for this game, I'm gonna say CJ McCollum, 33 points. Maybe 9 assists. I think the score is gonna be 119-94.
Okay, all right. I like that. Shelter. Give me what? Give me an MVP and a final score.
Is Brandon playing tonight?
Yeah, he's playing tonight.
Okay,
Everybody playing tonight.
Everybody's playing.
Okay. I'm gonna say Brandon's gonna be MVP of tonight's game. I think I feel like he's gonna have a really good game tonight. And I'm gonna say the score is gonna be 110 to 99.
Okay.
Pelicans.
Okay. I like that. Y'all, I
too.
think I'm gonna go Big Z tonight. I think Big Z is gonna have him a big game tonight. He showed flashes against Indiana the last time we played them. That he was getting into that mode. But
He sure
like
was.
I said, that jet lag, everybody was getting tired. I think he feels fresh tonight. I don't think there's nobody on that doggone court that can guard him when he gets in that mode.
No,
So
indeed.
I predict he has a big night tonight, and I think the Pelicans go ahead and pull this one out. But I think this is gonna be a close game. I really think this is 105, 100. New Orleans Pelicans win at home.
And didn't we win the first game a couple of months ago when they played in New Orleans? Didn't we play them earlier this season? I'm not sure, but I think we did. I think we did.
I don't think we did.
Before the trade. It was before the trade, though.
Oh yeah. Before the trade, yeah. I can't remember if that was a win or a loss. I have to check back and see on that one. But
you know, and also we had to use the Golden State Warriors playing that game that we lost too. So that was another thing. But anyway, I know you're closing it out. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. Look, this is a big night for the Pelicans to go ahead and get back, man. And this is a good time.
Man, get y'all lick back, man.
Right. Yeah, we back in the blender tonight, man. The fans are rowdy tonight, man. This is a good time for the Pelicans to go against a good team, man, and handle their business, man. And stay in that 6th and 5th spot that we're in right now in the Western Conference, as it's getting tougher and tougher now to stay out of that playing tournament. I know we don't want to be back in that range, man. So y'all get ready to enjoy this game, man. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. I appreciate you, Unc. I appreciate Nas. I appreciate Dad for coming in when the time that he did. I also appreciate my fiance Chandler for coming on in as well. And I'm EJ504. We'll be back at it once again next week with another Pelicans broadcast, as always. And then y'all stay on the lookout for NBA free agency news, because we'll be doing videos on that. And also the NFL draft is coming up soon in April, man. So you know we got to do the draft party, baby. You know how we do it every year. So I love y'all. And y'all enjoy this game, man. All right, we're going to hit a hoop that on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hoop that!
Go Pels.